Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach, he, they.
I'm Kelton, he, him, and a national and a happy. Sorry, we were thinking national things earlier. It's a wild time. Happy National Cotton Candy Day, everyone. That's right. It's December 7th, National Cotton Candy Day. No other days of remembrance on December 7th exist. That is the important thing. It is on Cotton Candy
December
Day.
7th, a day that will live in infamy. Broadcast live from the floor of the Senate, FDR. December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy, where the naval forces of Pearl Harbor were attacked by the Cotton Candy Kingdom.
I like the idea of FDR talking and giving that speech, breaking the news to the nation, and then just the most awkward 1940s radio ad read pivot that you're having to go to.
Hey, boop, boop, boop. Is your wife getting uppy? You should come down to get a free lobotomy.
He had to pull a George W. Bush. He knew it was going to happen, but he had to go read a book to a room full of children, and then he handed them all cotton candy afterwards.
That's why he's like, and then if you add just a little bit of water from Pearl Harbor, it all dissolves and goes away, like all the problems that exist. You see?
That's why we're declaring war today.
We have a wonderful guest this week, everyone. It's Dixieland of the Proletariat. I'm not going to dive into names directly because I don't believe in doxing anyone whatsoever in these perilous times that exist. It's not like you're a forward-facing member of the online community with 10,000 followers whatsoever. But how's it going, sir?
Thanks, y'all. My name's Nelson from he, him from Dixieland, the Proletariat podcast, and I'm happy to be back. This time I don't have COVID. I want to say last time I was on this podcast, I had COVID and I didn't know it.
Oh no,
I was coughing, and then I went to go get tested, and yeah, you're positive. So I was like, yep. So I'm hoping that this time, it's not y'all that gave me COVID. I'm thinking
I was going to say this is a bad sign.
The first case of digital COVID. Because my dad now, all my Trump supporting side of the family that's anti-vax has it now. So I'm like, time out. Wait a minute. I think that y'all know when I have COVID before I have COVID. So you invite me on the podcast when I have COVID because you want to know when it comes to me having COVID. So
we have to spread both the good news and also deadly diseases. That's the main
digital
goal.
Digital fucking COVID.
We are planning for 2024. We are doing boots on the ground, real direct action right now
in China.
Yeah, obviously, I've spent at least the last 4 years, hand programming every voting machine in my local county, to vote for whichever Democrat they put up. It
just
doesn't
any of them.
Just any of them. It doesn't matter if there's a D by the name that's going to vote for him, and that's my contribution.
Yeah. See, what I do is I go to the different polling places, right, and I give the Republicans the same ballots they had in Florida in 2000. And I give the Democrats the correct ones. And they're just like, you see a bunch of boomers just trying to poke holes in this fucking thing. Hanging chads are coming back.
The important thing that I think I want everyone to remember here is that despite all of our tampering and our various illegal activities, Herschel Walker is still going to end up being the senator from Georgia at the end of the day. The Democratic strategy of trying to get all of the people who voted for the libertarian candidate, shocking development, they ended up just voting Republican. Who could have seen it coming? Absolutely no one could have possibly fathomed that this would be the result of this, unless you live in the South or you had a basic sense of knowing where Georgia is located, surrounded by red state Florida, red state Alabama. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. No, it's just like, so my bad. I have a master's in political science, and like I've been arguing. I argue with liberals on TikTok and like on other platforms, like, oh, Georgia's a blue
bless
state.
your heart.
I'm like, no, liberals. Georgia's thank you. And I can tell it's not the sarcastic. You're actually trying to bless me. It's obviously it. Fuck you.
That's actually 1d4 for the remainder of this podcast.
Did you roll a sarcasm? Did you roll a +5 sarcasm on that 50,000 sided die?
Here, you know what? No, what it is you spend so much time trying to do good that you get to add a d4 to any of your rolls going forward. It's a little bonus action for you.
They're like Yankee. I call them Yankee. Fuck them. The Yankee liberals are like, oh, Georgia's a blue state. And I'm like, no, anonymous. It's always anonymous account. Like, no anonymous account. Georgia's a red state. Literally every office except for the gerrymandered ones are Republican. Like the gerrymandered Democrat are Republicans. Like there's governor, and then like you have the statewide, like governor, attorney general, lieutenant. It's all Republican. It's a red state. The only reason they have 2 Democratic senators is because Republicans ran fucking shitty candidates in those years.
Well, at least they learned their lesson. They're running highly qualified Republican candidates.
And now that kind of just blew my theory out of the fucking water of having shitty candidates. Okay. Warnock's back ahead. I just refreshed it.
He is?
Yeah.
All right. Well, changing my
go.
introduction. Never a doubt. Always new. Back to the blue.
Yeah, I'm getting 2020 flashbacks. His vote count just jumped by 60,000 votes. Like, where'd those even come from?
They came from what's the place in Germany? That's the Denis D'Souza and the 2,000 Mules bullshit was like, they went to Germany and they came back. All those votes had to come in from overseas.
Obviously. I gotcha. Yeah,
that is an insane sequel to that Clint Eastwood movie, by the way. No narrative, real cohesiveness whatsoever. But...
Listen here, just dropping slurs like, listen here. I want those votes. We used to.
Clint Eastwood, surprisingly, in both of those.
Just a crazy stump speech that he gave endorsing Marshall Walker. But I guess it worked out okay.
Remember that time he argued with the empty chair at the RNC?
There were signs. Now, legitimately, if Kanye does that, that would only be like the 4th most problematic thing that he did. We'd be like, oh, thank God it was an empty chair. That he was pretending was Jewish and not just talking.
Oh, no, I was talking about when Clint Eastwood argued with an empty chair at the RNC.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
It's all normalized now.
I get It took me a second. I had a long day. I had a long day.
You need to stop arguing with those anonymous TikTok accounts. That'll drain you,
I had a moment in the gym today, and I've just been thinking about it all day. It's just one of those things.
Master's degree and going to the gym. I'm just gonna kill myself at the end of this. I live with
no, don't, because I still like, as a good Italian son, I still live at home with my mother, so it's fine.
No.
It's
she
not.
Lives with you now. She lives with you now.
Yeah, that's true. But look, y'all, I gotta tell you, it's not codependency when it's part of your culture. Okay, that's all it matters.
I'm writing these down for myself later.
Putting the whale into intergenerational wealth. Got it.
If you're from God damn. If you're from Southern Europe, it's not codependency. It's part of your culture. Along with misogyny. It's not misogyny when it's part of your culture.
It's just
I make the bolognese.
I'm making a sexist remarks. And we voted the fascists.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, like, they are more fascist than they are misogynistic, because otherwise Italy would have fixed their issue.
They got it. They have a woman as prime minister now. Girl boss gatekeep fascism. Yes,
the fettuccine Reich will soon rise up.
This is, oh man,
she rewrited the fascists, because they used to just see the world upside down after Mussolini. Now she rewrited them inside up. Yeah,
she rewrited them. Right.
I remember I don't get this opportunity often, so to share a personal story from like one of my core memories when I was a younger man. My great grandmother who lived for forever, just a vile, hateful, bitter woman. So those people always live to be like 100 and whatever, right?
Fuck, I know, right?
When she was on her deathbed, and she was fading out, she was kind of making her like last comments in regards to the various family members around. You know, it was a lot of things of kind of like bringing up like old issues and slights, with her daughter and with her granddaughter. But then when it came to me, I remember that she had this like very cloudy, staring 1,000 yards in the middle distance look, and then like she came to, and she grabbed my hand and she said, "Kelton, I need you to promise me something." And this is a woman on her deathbed. I'm like, "Okay, what is it, Grandma B? Please tell me." She goes, "I need you to promise me that you will never marry a black Italian."
Oh my god!
Just staring into my soul, like trying to imprint this on me with all that she possibly could to make sure.
I could get like, she born and raised in Texas too. She
Oh no, she's actually from Seattle. That side of the family was Seattle, and then before that Tennessee, and then,
okay. So
before
Pacific
that,
North,
England, yeah.
So Pacific Northwest racism. Okay, that still
Yeah.
makes sense. It's like I can picture like some old lady being like, "Don't marry a black." Like my grandfather was both on my dad's side, and he's a racist Guinea from Boston, and my grandmother's a Southern Belle. So I could see them saying that. Also,
She was referring to Sicilians though, like that was like her, like because the northern Italians, like the Swiss Alps.
No, I know.
That was fine.
All my family's from Southern Italy. My grandfather's Sicilian.
Okay, great. She didn't want me marrying any swarthy people, like
swarthy Sicilians. No, but my the racist side, my father's side, they fucking live. You're right, they live forever. My racist Guinea grandfather from Boston lived to like 94. And my racist Southern Belle grandma lived to like her late 80s. It's like they legitimately live forever.
It's such a shame because I had one great grandfather who was actually relatively sweet. I'm sure a monster, in the modern day sense. I don't know what horrors he probably did back in like the 1930s or whatever.
His closet is like, why is there a red robe in here? What the fuck? Grand Cyclops. Grandpa, no.
Exactly. Very worried about that sort of thing. But I remember being like, "Oh, like how old are you?" And he told me at one point, like, "Oh, I'm 89." And I'm like, "Wow, you're gonna make it and you're gonna live to be 90." And he just is like, "I hope not."
Hell, I've seen things.
Well, again, he was married to the previously other mentioned great grandmother, so I can understand a little bit of, I guess.
But the fucked up thing is my Sicilian communist doctor grandfather died like in his 50s. I never got to meet him, and it's just like the good die young. They really do.
What's going on with that? Assassinated, like come on, like that's got to be something. Putting something in the water, air bubbles, in the drugs.
It's gotta
Who
be.
knows?
It's got fentanyl.
Yeah, Zach. What about you? Any happy relatives, bittered relatives that are still living forever?
All of my grandparents are in their 80s, and all of them use the N-word sometimes. So that's what I've got for you.
But
and the one that's closer that we still talk to, he thinks he's being funny, and I have to tell him that it's not funny, and but he still says it. So I I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do with that at this point.
You're just waiting it out, playing the long game.
I'm
like
just
an NBA team with a 7-point lead and 30 seconds left.
It's more like I want to go hang out with you and like spend time with you because you're old and presumably you're gonna die soon. But also every time we do it, you like think that it's funny to use the N-word, and so I'm just not gonna do that instead.
Well, he was from a different time, Zach. He didn't know that it was racist. He was just being racist.
He is not a child. My grandmother may have treated him like that for years, but he is not a child. Okay. like Like, I'm convinced that he says maybe half of him just says it because she's not around anymore to hit him on the back of the head with a magazine, you know?
Like I
Like
think
a dog, be like, no.
Yeah, literally.
I just think, like what happens with white guys when we go from the age of it being like, oh, they're too young, like they don't know any better, to like they're learning and growing as a person, to then like they're from a different era. Like I think that's almost like a dig at being old. Like that would hurt me if someone were to be like, "Oh, you don't know any better. You're just from a different era." Like, hold on a second.
So what are you, a K-pop stan? Oh, from a different era, I guess. No, obviously.
All of my favorite musicians have already overdosed and have been dead for 3 years.
I have when you start talking about a certain pop star that's had another meltdown, I can tell you about all the stuff that I heard my dad talk about for so many years. It's just not shocking when I hear, certain famous rappers say it.
I only agree with about 3/5 of what he has to say, but it's a solid majority.
It's enough to get you in trouble,
But let's talk about another example of erasing Italian heritage that exists. It's the biggest news, at least in this week for me. I found out that the TGI Fridays mozzarella sticks don't actually have any mozzarella in them. It's all just cheddar cheese on the inside.
Oh my god, it hurt. It's anti-Italian discrimination. First off, this is the worst thing that happened to Italian Americans since the New Orleans lynchings of like 1896. Like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. They should give us another holiday because of this.
I like that you have that one. Huh. Okay. Just it's on deck. I got it.
I'm sorry. I got it wrong.
It's because they're trying to erase it from history.
They're trying to erase it from history.
We claim that it's the oral tradition, but we just can't read, so that's why.
I did have a bit so they have the EJI has the lynching memorial in Montgomery. It's a huge, it's great. It's like, it's the first in the nation. It's a great piece of history. But like I was in class with another woman, and her family is Italian, and she worked there. And I was like, it would be like just fucking crazy if like a bunch of just fucking Italian, like people from like the Italian American Association, like looking like the Sopranos, slick back hair, like rings and shit, goes up. It's like, where are the names of the 13 Italians that were lynched in New Orleans in 1898? Why aren't they on the fucking wall?
Someone just bringing a welding kit.
It's anti-Italian, and it's like sweating profusely, like that heavy Tony Soprano breathing, like, why are the fucking Italian? Where are the Italians on the
trying to imagine Tony Soprano, because he lived that way in New Jersey, trying to imagine in the swamps of Louisiana with that humidity would do to that cloth fabricked man. Just
it's 110. You are below sea level in New Orleans technically, but you can really feel it in the humidity, and you're wearing that long ass fucking trench coat.
Tony Soprano on a pontoon boat is all I need.
What the fuck are we doing here? You people live like this?
He's dying. He's got two fans on him, feet in the cooler, trying to survive.
What the fuck are they speaking French? Still, get me the fuck out of here.
So he doesn't like Louisiana, thinking that they're all just like again a bunch of woke Frenchies down there. Because
I think it's calamari, but he's eating gator. He's like, what the fuck is this? Paulie's like, whoa! That was fucking Tone T. I thought it was calamari. It's a fucking alligator.
God, surely he'd like it because New Orleans, you can just get fucking plastered everywhere.
That is one of the few upsides to the state. Like, we're so sorry that you no longer have any sense of infrastructure, but
the gas station that you're at right now, you can get a whole bottle of Jack.
It's the only way to live in New Orleans is to stay drunk 24/7.
Absolutely. Look, you stop, you get yourself one of them cream sodas, You get yourself some Abita brand, some Abita beer, so whatever their seasonal Abita beer is, and you get yourself a handle of vodka.
I've never been to New Orleans. I like pride myself in being like I've never been to New Orleans.
I don't know. You said yourself that the whole point of going there is staying as drunk as possible. and then you refuse to participate in the thing that makes the city great.
Going to New Orleans only to attend the AA meetings and lure them away.
Clink clink, come on, let's go.
Who wants to be fun again and not boring?
This shit's for quitters. But like who? Okay, so in this article about the TGI Friday, right? Fucking mozzarella sticks. Like, think of how much of like a cheese connoisseur you'd have to be to figure out like this fried cheese and bread is not mozzarella. I'm not gonna lie, you got to be pretty like. Was this like a Frenchman came in there? It's like this is a mozzarella. This is not. This is a cheddar. It's
I mean,
like,
maybe they're allergic to like cow dairy, but not buffalo dairy. They're a fucking granola mom, and they're really trying to do their research to make sure that they feed their children whole foods, raw whole foods, and only buffalo milk.
I'm glad we can go to a restaurant with these intense and highly specific dietary restrictions. TGI Fridays.
Wait, the podcast we were getting dinner one night. I think we ordered cheese sticks. You know that meme that's like cheese stick, like ska is what like preteens or like kids hear when a waiter brings mozzarella sticks to the table. And so like Mark is with this. Mark's the youngest one on the podcast. And like we ordered cheese sticks, is coming. I just like it's like Mark's just shut the fuck up. As the places the cheese sticks right in front of him. It's like, hey, cheese sticks, Mark. There you go. You got ska playing in your head.
The only thing worse would be if you were to tell people it was Mark's birthday. Then it's over.
The best is like the best is when we go somewhere, Mark's there. We tell because there's like there's a joke that we were talking about getting sushi or getting like something like elaborate one night. For Southern, sushi is elaborate, but I was like, when I'm missing a beat, it's like, Mark, don't worry, they have chicken tenders. Mark was like, fuck you. So like the running joke is every time it goes somewhere, like, do you have chicken tenders on the kids menu for Mark?
That honestly would probably be a great bit to just keep on doing because it will never get old. I can't imagine.
It's that I've been able to nail it twice in a row, and even the server just starts laughing. It's like, you know what? This is my calling, is to make fun of my trans co-host. I'm a great ally.
I'm a great ally. I have to support you for 23 hours of the day, but here in this TGI Fridays, this is my time.
I'm treating you like my little brother.
This is acceptance. Nookie.
Here's your fucking crayons. Oh, man.
Welcome to the D&D section of the podcast, where we role play some of the most important highlights of the week. This week, of course, we are back in our office environment with Kelton and Nelson. This week, we're going to be role playing, of course, both of your favorite pastimes. We're going to be looking at social media this week as the Kanye debacle has unfolded increasingly rapidly. Just like it somehow has taken a pause for the weekend, but it ramped up so far with the Alex Jones and with Milo finally being booted off the campaign, the presidential campaign that Kanye is running. That is
also, he did the interview with the Proud Boys today. So.
Oh no, I didn't know about
take
that.
a break for a weekend. I thought it was over.
Oh well, the weekend's over. Come on now, you know it's Wet and Wild Wednesday.
Wet and Wild Wednesday. We're getting wet and wild this week. Kelton, you're going to be playing the role of a content moderation employee. You're going to be reviewing content that has been posted to your social media platform. We're going to be platform agnostic here. This is not any particular social media that we're taking down this week.
No, I think we can be very specific. Okay, it's that thing that got popular about like 6 years ago. A lot of people like over the age of 30 are really, really into it and still kind of linger around. The owner of the chief operating officer of the social media site is this kind of alien looking white guy, and then a bunch of the staff is just kind of gathered around and doom scrolling through just the absolute dreck that is our society, right? We can all picture that social media site, that one site that this applies to.
That one site. Yeah,
only definitely only the one. Definitely. Yep. So Nelson and I are going to take turns. We're going to give you some content to moderate, and you have to make a decision about that content on your very specific platform, and we're gonna see how much damage we can deal to you psychically by feeding these posts into your content moderation. I guess your dashboard that you have in front of you. You're of course seated at a desk. It's basically a full screen application that they have, I assume, at Social Media Co.
I'm kind of picturing myself like the monkeys that are being experimented on,
yeah.
I feel like
reward response experiment, like that kind of thing.
I feel like my character should have a distinct accent from a certain country on the continent of Africa.
Okay.
Howdy, I'm a South African.
Something like kind of like a mixture of like Dutch and English, There's like hello, I am. Yes, I own this company that you can type in 180 characters your thoughts, and you fly them out like a bird.
Very generic company. I like it.
I already had the situation in my country has not been the same since 1994 and that political crisis that we had down there. I don't understand. We had nuclear weapons and we had freedom, and then it all changed. That's why I came to America.
Truly,
my wife. My ex-wife. She makes the music that sounds like a crying. Like they cry. I have so many fucked up jokes.
I love this intricate character that definitely has no faults on its face. What post is this character making? This is all non-actual parody posting, of course.
I found this inspirational quote from someone on this platform, the 180 characters, and it's anyone can deal with victory, only the mighty can bear defeat.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna assume that's like, I don't know, like a Vince Lombardi kind of quote.
No, not at all. It's someone that had kind of the same philosophy as my home country until about 1994. It's Adolf Hitler. It was
oh, God. Cool.
Yeah, your auto moderation tool. Ding. Hitler quote.
He was very mighty because he was defeated.
Takes a real man to acknowledge when he's been defeated.
That's why I am not a mighty man, because my website is still up. When I finally destroy it, I'll be mighty. Yes.
All right, let's make a roll. Oh, a 3 on the die. So actually, no psychic damage this time.
My ignorance protected me there.
Your ignorance protected you. But fortunately, the auto moderation tool did alert you this is a Hitler quote, and it's probably not in the best interest of the platform to leave those up.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna remove it. This won't stoke a fire and give someone a sense of importance that their
Not
post
at
no, this
has been
platform
removed.
is for this platform is for free speech. This is why I bought the platform. For free speech, which we had in my country until about 1994. There was a certain event that happened, and things change very rapidly. And now I know what it is like to be discriminated against now.
Fucking brutal. Yeah, this is the message support is showing this gentleman's life story popping up for you. The next post comes across your moderation screen. Amy Schumer is a Jew. That explains everything.
That sounds like a very reasonable 180 character message. Maybe freedom of speech. Yes.
Yeah, I look at this and it feels weird because I feel like something could be said that's bad about it, but I feel like if I were to explain what's bad, that would turn me into the racist because it's just vague enough that if I highlight anything, be like, what about her seems Jewish, Kelton? I have to write in my notes. And I feel like I need to just leave that one up so that way then.
Very cool. You're
That is good. That is good, Kelton. I would fire you for not promoting free speech if you did. I would fire you already, but the monkeys that I put the brain chip in, they just started killing each other and flinging poo. And I haven't been able to train the monkeys with my brain chip to make the content moderate. But once I can replace you with monkeys, I will.
almost
Just like
better.
we were replaced in my country, just like we were replaced in my country around 1994.
All right, go ahead and make a. I'm gonna roll a performance check for you here.
Great.
I'm gonna roll a performance check for Nelson. Let's see. Oh my God, it's a 19. All right,
I rolled
Nelson.
a 16, so
Yep. No.
It's up. Can we see how much damage this?
It's a 17 Constitution saving throw. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll a D8 for damage here. That's a 2, so that's 4 damage.
All right, let's go.
And are you gonna write a response to the person that reported this post about Amy Schumer?
No, again, I have to leave it up for fear of
Very cool.
being outed as the real racist.
The monkeys, they're coming.
Auto moderation message sent. Very cool. Very cool.
Nervously looking at my coworker and being like, Janet's not in. She's an orangutan now.
Nelson, do you have another post ready? Are you gonna send
Yeah,
another...
I do. I have one
Okay,
from this is a good username I found. It's Hugo Boss 1488 said when diplomacy ends, war begins. Yes. Just like we've been fighting in my home country since 1994.
When diplomacy ends, war begins. I mean, I want to think surely this can't be a second Hitler quote. So I'm going to assume it's my own personal hero, that this is like a a George Patton quote, something like that, right? A real strong soldier type.
Your little
yes,
helper
strong,
tool.
very strong soldier. It's another Adolf Hitler quote.
Yeah, your little helper dings.
God,
you need to be better at this, Kelton. I will replace you with the orangutans once they stop killing each other.
All right, let's roll and see if this one does some damage. The second Hitler quote of the day. Oh, it was almost a 4. You almost lost. You almost missed out on it. But I'm going to roll another D8 for damage. Another 4 damage to you.
All right. So I'm at 8 damage as of this moment. Then
8 damage. Cool. All right. Your auto moderation ticks another slide. This time it's a photo. It's a photograph of a young redheaded girl in a strange red suit. And the caption on this is, okay, maybe it did happen, but 6 million? That's way too high. I want the audience to know this is a picture of Asuka wearing headphones sitting in front of the Joe Rogan mic.
Oh, see, I was just going to say it's racist Samus. So,
I mean...
Joe Rogan, I've been on that podcast before, yes. Many a times.
Oh, no. And now my boss is gonna fire me if I get rid of this because it's so funny. And also, uh but it is Holocaust denial, and I feel like that's kind of an issue.
Denial. We've been denying things since 1994 in my home country. We used to deny a lot more before 1994, but then there's a certain political tragedy happened, and we can't deny things like we used to.
If you'd like to make a deception roll, you can attempt to surreptitiously remove this from the website and do your job.
Yeah. Let me try. I rolled a 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a 9 in deception.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's make a roll in the D20 and see if we get higher than 9 for Nelson. Oh my God. It's a 9 exactly.
Does this mean that my pop singing ex-wife will come back to me?
She's writing now.
Yeah. If you clean up your platform, then your ex-wife will come back to you.
Oh, I don't know if I could free speech or her. That's a tough decision. It's a tough decision like the voters had to make in 1994.
This bit.
All right. Well, here, how about we both roll like a 20, and then whatever is higher wins.
All right.
Right. That seems fair.
Yep.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, nice. I rolled a 19. All right. You're not going to remove it. That's going to be 8 damage.
8. Oh God, I'm at 16. I'm halfway done for it, and I am 10 minutes into my shift right now. This is not looking too good for the old K dog right now.
All right, Nelson. I got some bangers here. So if you don't have one,
I have plenty of
let's go. All right. Another tweet from your boss rolls across your screen. Your screen.
This is from user Liebenstrawn for FTW. Be proud of your people when you don't have to be ashamed of any of its social classes.
Whoa.
That's Gandhi or MLK if I've ever heard. Solidarity, a classless society. That's what we need to be striving for, right?
That was Adolf Hitler.
God damn it. Noticing a trend in my boss's engagement right now.
When you love free speech, you have to, it's amazing what has come across my desk ever since I let comedy become legal again on my platform. Just don't post pictures of me in my bathing suit or I'll ban you.
So after so many Hitler quotes, I'm going to roll a disadvantage here. I got an 8 and that does not hit your armor class. So no damage from this latest Hitler quote.
Oh, thank God.
You might actually almost be getting a little bit better at recognizing them based off the username that they're using.
Yeah. Are you saying there might be certain signifiers to the group of people that are posting Hitler quotes online? I'm learning. Good. Unlike those monkeys. Oh, God. Orangutan Janet's dead.
Now you can only be replaced.
Damn it. Not again.
Oh.
How will I ever get to Mars if this keeps happening?
God. The thing that could replace you at this point is a sufficiently complex AI.
Great. Can't wait for my job to be replaced and then on like 1980s Warhammer AI generator fanfic.
All right, another post rolls across your screen. A German doctor told Yi he has a mental problem and they wanted him to take the pills, praying emoji. But he refused because those are the same pills Tom McDonald was talking about when he exposed the Illuminati, the kind of pills that keep you from talking classified intel. But Yi is standing without the so-called quote-unquote medication.
Yi?
But Yi.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I mean, this seems dangerous, but also he's not saying, the poster isn't saying anything directly.
Hashtag Voice of America. Hashtag Kanye West. Hashtag Only God Can.
No, again, I think I gotta leave that one up because I feel like by taking it down, I would then be igniting something more. Like it's not like an outright thing.
Very
It's
cool. Very
just
cool. Do you write write a response
yeah.
to the
I
reporter?
definitely like flag it. I'm like, let's
Okay.
see what else happens here. I put a tracer
Gotcha.
on this
Gotcha.
account.
Yeah. You're gonna go into the comments.
See, I felt very weird talking about how it would be associating like a certain icon to a profile. That would be a good way to identify it later in the future. Again, I'm feeling like maybe I'm becoming the bad guy.
I remember when my pop star wife, she left me, and we placed our profile pictures with anime characters that looked like they were trying to kiss each other. It was very romantic, I thought. Yes.
I'm gonna roll and see if we do some damage. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, there you go. 6 more damage. The pop star wife angle is really taking you out this morning.
I'm feeling lonely, I guess.
Just like I'm going to take out Starlink over Ukraine because they pissed me off.
All right, we got another tweet in the chamber.
See. Yes, I have one here. Okay, I think this is very relevant to today. Talking about overcoming things like we having to overcome the political tragedy of 1994. It is anonymous. It's anonymous user, the good one that we're going to have on Mars. But my spirit will rise from the grave, and the world will see I was right.
You know what? I'm just going to assume that's Hitler. Like
yes, the brain chip is working that I have planted in your head in the middle of the night. Yes, it is a Hitler quote.
Great. I'm 1 for 4. Can't be all bad, I assume.
I'll make some adjustments tonight when you sleep. I'm sending you an update like I update the Teslas. You might veer into oncoming traffic, but you'll be updated.
Yeah. I mean guess...
not Tesla. I mean another electric car that I might have made. And Starlink is not. I shit.
Oh my god.
Sterlink and Tuzla, indeed.
Yes. The Wish versions. Yes.
I flag it and I send it up the chain.
So and
nice.
I allow it to stand because I believe it's
It's another 5 damage, Kelson. I think we got one more here. Do you think you can handle this last one before you have to take a mandatory 2-minute break?
I'm fucking bloodied. I got 5 hit points left.
All right.
Not as bloodied as my country after the political tragedies of 1994.
I'll have you roll a saving throw for this last one.
All right.
Kanye West is a modern day Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Oh, no, rolling now.
That sounds like something Adolf Hitler would say, seeing as that he would not have known who those people were. But, he was a man ahead of his time, just like my country was before 1994.
God damn, I'm rolling awfully. That's a 5.
Oh, no. Okay, all right. I'm gonna do another long sword's worth of damage to you. It's 1d8 plus 2. You need a 1 or a 2 on this die.
On. Please finish the screen the text,
okay.
though.
No, I thought you already rolled it. That was it. You sent it up.
Yeah, no, that opening sentence is enough. That I'm picturing the slash sound and I'm bleeding. I just need to know how bad.
Perfect.
It's the rest of whatever this contains.
If you order the paperwork through the Freedom of Information Act, you will see our government indirectly killed those men. The same individuals in our government are still in power. They run this country, and that is who is attacking Kanye for the same reason.
God damn it, so close. Yes, they did kill them. Yes, they are still in power. Yes, they run this country. And they're the ones stopping Kanye. No!
It is my ex-wives. They are the ones who are trying to stop my friend Ye.
My ex-wives are unionizing. Please.
Oh, we can't let them do that.
It is to destroy all leaders we have, so we do not step and unite, standing together to overthrow this corrupt government. Even the large majority recognize their corruption in disguise as democracy.
Yeah. All right.
That's why Trump is walking up there attempting to take control. It's time for that old regime to go.
God damn it. There's a quote that talks about how anti-Semitism is the socialism of fools. And I feel like that is just ringing more and more true. And sorry, don't mean to break character. I mean, I'm dead, but also
I was a socialist at one. I was a socialist. Yes, I'm a socialist in that I want to give monkeys the ability to critically think like humans, and I believe in the private accumulation of capital. It's I'm a socialist.
Yeah, the social aspect of capitalism, where
Elon Musk failing so hard with his monkey experimentation, but then somehow succeeding too hard in creating a Planet of the Apes situation for all of us is the best possible route.
That's why I'm going to Maz.
Also, you take 9 damage. I think you're down.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah. Do you want to make saving throws, or you just want to surrender?
If I do a saving throw, do I get to, I don't know, stop working for the day, or is it back to the content?
No, you have to keep working. The monkeys are not ready.
All right,
your coworker
I fade
Janice
into
died.
the blackness. I fade into that sweet night, the cold embrace.
Nice. Perfect. Okay. Very good. Well, that's the end of the D&D, the news. We've, for the first time, we've killed Kelton. So
yeah, yay! I'm dead.
Hey, good job, Kelton. You gave your life nobly for that billionaire that you worked for.
Yes,
that's different than my real life. I'm so happy for this wonderful escape.
What is up, beautiful people? It's Zach, and I'm coming to you live from the garage. I wanted to tell you all a secret to improving your deadlift and squat max. The secret is subscribing to our Patreon, like these aesthetic and strong listeners. Scott, Tim, the Warlock Phosphorus, Jorge, Rufus Not a Mole Rat, Eli, Malwin, Dr. Sophia, Tyler, Olive, Lotion Wizard, Lizzie, the Brilliant Dr. Fly, Broobs, ASM Marxist, Dylan, Kiera, Cody, Comrade Kometka, Nicole, Pizza Poss, Drew, CJ, Jacob, Philip, and Alex. Thank you all so much for contributing to the garage, and congrats on your gains.
Zach, Nelson, normally we like to have an equitable time of presenting each a story and letting the guest decide what story is best, and then we kind of vamp about it for a little bit. But I was so consumed by seeing these news stories, I hijacked this entire segment, so my apologies to Zach.
Yay.
Perfect. Because I wanted to talk to the group about how Oxford has declared that the year of 2022 will have a word of the year. And that word of the year is Goblin Mode, apparently. That is the, word that exemplifies what 2022 has been about. And I just have to say, like, is this good? I feel like this is like boomer fodder, honestly.
I mean, what's a goon to a goblin? Speaking in New Orleans,
Speaking of Kanye,
Weezy.
got it.
Oh, it was Lil Wayne shitting in mine.
Is Goblin Mode gonna have little like annotations like related Goblin GF, Goblin, just Goblin in general? Is Goblin gonna be updated to mean like not a fantastical creature, but like a wily woman that like hoards too many things and wears only hoodies and sweatpants?
No, I think it's everyone, us living in our little like bizarre Hobbiton burrows in holes and refusing to.
Could it be an album by Tyler the Creator that like everyone that grew up to become a Proud Boy used to listen to?
Oh yes, absolutely. Like it's nothing other than like homophobic slurs every other.
Oh God,
it was an awkward time during the Austin City Limits era of Tyler the Creator. But
Goblin Mode. During the pandemic of 2020,
There we go.
some humans were so scared of getting a little sick that they went full Goblin Mode and retreated into their hovels.
Is that what Oxford says?
I
Oxford
don't-
just
Oh
like,
my god.
guess what? Some people were scared. And guess what? Some people got the jab and still said no. Oxford just becomes, it's not Oxford like from England, it's Oxford, Mississippi, unfortunately. I'm not gonna let these commies tell me what's going on in my day.
God, that's good.
People brainstorming Goblin Mode as word of the year outside of a Waffle House before they walk in. Like, good work. Okay.
That's the real political divide: is Waffle House and no Waffle House.
That's yeah. Honestly, it's no longer the Mason-Dixon line; it's the Waffle House line.
It's the Waffle House line. It is.
Yep.
Ohio can finally be part of the South, like it always wanted to be.
Oh God, we didn't want Ohio, just like we didn't want Oklahoma.
That's what JD Vance ran on, if we all remember. Southern values from Cincinnati.
You vote for? Are you a racist? Vote for me, and you can finally fly the Confederate flag with pride.
Netflix feels so great, by the way, because like I guarantee you that movie Hillbilly Elegy like gave JD Vance enough like Netflix mom votes in Ohio to win. Like that's thank you, Ron Howard, for
I was
your
about to say,
wonderful contribution.
Do you think that Ron Howard like cries himself to sleep every night knowing that he helped JD Vance become senator?
I mean, he should. He probably doesn't though, because he's working on another film no one's gonna watch.
Like, hey Ron, those happy days are over, you son of a bitch.
JD Vance didn't go to Oxford. Actually, he went to Yale.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not that woke Ivy League.
Also, I do have some bad news about the term Goblin Mode. It basically is meant to describe people that decided to work from home. They're going Goblin Mode and staying in their hovels.
Who comes up with this shit?
Bored people trying to get clicks for people to check out the thriving dictionary industry.
Oh my god. And I'm like updating this Georgia Senate runoff as we speak, like every few seconds. It's just like
what's the margin right now? Over under 0.5%. What are we looking at?
We're at 86% reporting, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's literally 0.2% difference.
Hell yeah. All right.
Raphael Warnock is in the lead.
All right. When Dennis is editing this episode, we gave two very clear versions of the introduction. And it is up to Dennis to decide which way to make it seem prophetic.
It is 50.1% to 49.9. Literally, what the fuck?
They are 7,000 votes apart.
Like I'm saying, never a doubt. Also, haha, Dems get fucked. Either clip can work, but
I really want to just hear Herschel Walker on the floor of the Senate. They should just let him like just one time pretend that he won't know the difference. His brain is mush. Just let him pretend to be a senator.
Watch him pass like the most legislative bills of any congressman, or sorry, of any senator, just because he becomes their patsy. Like any votes for just like any bill that they're like, listen, this is going to be a massive bad PR hit for like whoever ends up presenting this thing. Have Herschel do it. We'll co-sponsor it, but it won't technically be our bill on this.
This Justin Herschel Walker promotes bill to overturn the 13th Amendment.
Frankly, I think we got off too easy. They deserve reparations for bringing crime into their cities.
You know, growing up in Georgia, I always heard about state riots.
It's not going to be good.
He's like, you know, when I was thinking, like, would it be better to be a werewolf or a vampire? I said, I think we should bring back slavery.
Did you see the quote? where he said he didn't want to feel like a weirdo going to watch the Jungle Book movie, so he rented his neighbor's kid to go watch the Jungle Book movie, so no one would think he was a pedophile.
The only thing
Oh
worse
my-
than going to the Jungle Book
my
alone
God.
is going to the Jungle Book with a child that's not yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Somehow he managed to fuck that up even worse. Like,
Oh my God.
imagine the cops in Georgia. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing with that small white child?
Oh, you mean this proud, pure blood child?
Yes.
No, it wouldn't work. All the cops in Georgia know who Herschel Walker is. Like, he's
Oh,
a god.
God.
Herschel Walker was just trying to recreate driving Miss Daisy. But
It's Herschel Walker and Count of Them Dogs as hell. Come on, we all know. Go Dogs.
God, I legitimately also the fact that the Georgia Bulldogs are in the college football playoff might also contribute to the fact that Herschel Walker has like good vibes because they're probably like, vote for an alumnus. Do it. Come on.
Everybody's just getting brainwashed by watching the Bulldogs.
Oh, they're getting some other form of brain sickness too. But,
See, guys, it doesn't matter if you have CTE. You could be a senator one day.
Dream big for your career after football.
I do want them to like take like Diane, like I think to have it's a 50-50, right? If it's 50-50 split in the Senate between Democrats and Republicans, and Herschel Walker wins, right? In order to see who has control of the Senate, right? Fuck the vice president thing, whatever. It needs to be give Diane Feinstein and give Herschel Walker a piece of paper and say draw a clock face. And whoever can draw the clock face.
I'm just imagining the C-SPAN logo being like 1 hour 47 of clock. Senator Feinstein, we have to say once again that is a duck that you are drawing. It is a Donald Duck from a 1943 propaganda film.
I'm Wolf Blitzer. It turns out Diane Feinstein has fallen asleep and Herschel Walker has drawn a football.
Somehow it's C-SPAN and ESPN. ESPN runs specials for like the full morning. Like you see the whole Herschel Walker story. Yeah.
This is gonna be how we get
Oh,
ESPN.
no, it's tied.
Oh boy, again.
Herschel's in the lead. Oh.
All right, he's jumped up 2,000 votes ahead. Dear God.
And how many are reporting in right now?
88%.
Nice. A
This is gonna get
good,
recounted.
solid percentage reporting to give Herschel Walker the lead on that.
It all comes down to Diane Feinstein being able to draw a clock face. We're fucked.
This is honestly, I'm not going to say what the Democrats deserve after all of the victory laps that took place, after being like, yeah, we held on to everything and we're fine, because I legitimately think the general person, like who's not just consumed entirely with electoral politics, thinks like, oh, Democrats have control of the Senate, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Like,
I honestly think that probably hurt. You're right. I think them saying that, like, oh, we were able to flip a Senate seat in Pennsylvania, so like it doesn't matter if Herschel Walker wins or not. And now they're gonna be fucked because they have to split committees and whatnot. And
Yeah.
I think that really turned off people that were like, oh, okay, well, Democrats already won. It doesn't matter. So they just didn't give a fuck about this race.
unlike, as we all know, the fact that if Warnock wins, we will have the most socialist Senate the world has ever seen. We will enact the gulags. And Joe Biden's Man of Steel turn will finally be complete.
But the railroad workers still have to go back to work without these sick days.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh no, what else? Like, what's the fundamental like day-to-day difference? Okay, yeah, sure, probably not actually that much. God, it's not. It's
Before
not
we
great.
jump off Herschel Walker again, did you know that the 2011 ESPN documentary Herschel stars Donald Trump.
Yeah, because yeah, I remember. It's like why Herschel Walker's pro career got fucked up because he joined. He didn't go to the NFL. I don't think he ever played NFL. He went from
No, Herschel Walker did. He did.
He did. Oh,
because remember the Cowboys rebooted their whole dynasty by trading Herschel Walker to the Vikings for a bunch of draft picks. So then they ended up getting like Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and all of those.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not from Texas. I don't understand.
Again, I like it's weird because in Texas, people like Herschel Walker because we got rid of him.
I thought he went to that. I thought he went to that. What was it? It was the NFL, and then what was like that small
USFL.
Yeah, and then Donald Trump bought it and like destroyed it.
Yep. There's an amazing documentary. We are in the weeds now, but it's called Small Potatoes, and that's a wonderful thing that explains what happened. But yes, Herschel Walker started off in the USFL for 3 years, and then he was on the New Jersey Generals, which I think, yeah, I mean that would have been in the Trump stomping grounds. Then played for Dallas for 4 years, and then got traded. So
he wasn't good in the pros. I guess he sucked. He couldn't.
No. He again, awful man. But like, yeah, 1, 2. I mean, played from 1983 to 1997. So still had a 13-year pro career in the 80s and 90s as a running back.
Ooh,
like that's. Like, congratulations, you've advanced 2 yards. Now get killed by Lawrence Taylor. Enjoy.
He wasn't the one that ended Bosman's career, right? That was Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, now
again, respect to another of the goats.
Yeah, Bo Jackson's the goat of all. He's the greatest athlete that ever lived. I don't care what anyone says. Even though he played for Auburn, he can.
Look, Herschel,
we can't be perfect.
Herschel Walker is not only fighting ageism in America, he's also proving that football players can do more. What comes after football? The Senate.
Oh boy, I can't wait for Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Tom Brady becoming like a U.S. senator when he's 60 years old after he's done his Fox broadcasting career.
He should just run for governor like Arnold did.
No, please no.
Come on, Governor Brady.
Oh, yeah. He'd win hands down. He'd be the governor of Massachusetts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he ran as a Democrat.
And with how many of my great uncles got buried, and all their friends were carrying like Confederate battle flags, I'm sure that Aaron Rodgers could do really good in any of those northeastern states.
Who's the fucking Green Bay Packer dude? Who's the Brett Favre, right? He should definitely run for governor of Mississippi. I think
I mean, he's got name recognition now. Yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah, the fucked up thing is like if he ran as a Republican, he'd win, even though he like stole money from their fucking welfare system. It wouldn't matter. He'd still win.
They already like paid him to come down there and do stuff. So it's like they would you feel like you have to vote for him because you already paid him the money.
President Xi, if you're listening to this podcast, President Xi, do it. Fucking do it, please.
Push the button.
Please push the button, President Xi. Go from zero COVID policy to zero American policy. Like, just fucking do it. Invade Taiwan, start World War III.
Our nuclear,
take us out of our misery.
Our nuclear response system is old as fuck. We will all die in fireballs. It'll be
President
great.
Xi, if you invade, we'll fight with you, President Xi.
I'm just picturing us, going to our closets, pulling out the CCCP jerseys.
It's just a bunch of like chronically online leftists with like old Mosin Nagants that they fucking.
They were $100 in 2013. Okay, I bought like 4 of them.
It's a stockpile of fucking SKSs and Mosin Nagants from like the Soviet era, and like we're gonna fight with the People's Liberation Army.
Fucking terrible. This is Texas. We got better than that, but hey, I would love an old Mosin Nagant actually.
I had one for a bit when I was chronically online. I did have one. I bought one from a friend, but then the barrel was so pitted. I was like, dude, I can't. And he was like, all right.
I remember I used to see them. They would break open the crates and pull them out of the wax and have them on sale for like $100 each.
That's
like
okay.
as
That would be
is.
fucking great. That would be beautiful. This was a used one. That I mean, obviously it was used, but
Oh
it
yeah, I
wasn't
bet.
out of the. It wasn't out of the box. If I got like an okay, I'm not gonna lie. I take it back. If I could get a Mosin, all the same serial number and like or an SKS, all the same from like a fucking box that still says CCCP on it and like it's still in wax and like oiled and whatnot. Hell yeah. But this shit's not that's just not happening anymore. Putin was like, I'm gonna take Ukraine, and that shit fucking no,
Shit
no
got
more
ate up.
Russian arms. Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
making
yeah.
fuck me eyes to the podcast right now. I mean, unless someone wants to maybe do something for us. Gee.
Yeah, we didn't realize that in Texas in like 2009 to 2015, like right when I got a couple of my guns,
Oh, thank God.
we that was like prime like weapons arms dealers were just offloading in Texas because it's so easy to buy a gun here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone was terrified of the Obama FEMA camps. Remember
Obama.
that
Exactly.
thing that
Oh
that
my God,
definitely
yeah.
happens.
The death panels in the FEMA camps. The gun place that I go to because it's the only one that does like milling and just in like advanced shit, so I don't have to mail off stuff. Is like 100% like boomer Trump bullshit. But like it's apparently the AK person of Alabama, and I'm just like he's like yeah, I got my buddy sends me stuff from Russia, and I'm just like what the fuck? It's that weird crossover of like boomer Trump racists and like Russian apologists. They're just like yeah. Like they just love Putin, and
at some point, once you do enough militia training, you actually like all the militaries again. You're just like, yeah, all those dudes are super badass. They're fighting, pedophiles and Islam.
Okay. Warnock is taking a lead again. A good
Oh
one.
God.
Once again, never a doubt in our heads. Also,
yeah, we all
get
knew
fucked
it.
again. Dems just waiting.
90% reporting. All right.
50.2 to 49.8.
A commanding lead that won't at all evaporate upon recounts.
Those hanging chads.
Yeah, no, this is not great. When like one small town is frantically trying to count the ballots for the county is going to be the determining votes in this process.
Yes, we're coming in from Forsyth County, Georgia at Nathan Bedford Forest Hall. Where they're counting the votes to see who's going to be the next senator.
God damn. God damn.
And it looks like Robert E. Lee has won.
Oh no.
I wonder. There's got to be like
highly likely.
Do you think you could like create a poll watching company but call it Sherman's, and then just let's see. Well, we had another story that was kind of in our roundup, but it's about rats being around in New York City. It was going to be an excuse for all of us to make jokes about New Yorkers, but unfortunately,
just send Ashley there, and then she'll adopt all of them. There won't be any rats on the street anymore.
Is that your plan, to have Ashley
adopt all
have
the
like
rats
a
in
giant like
Look, New York rat? New York rat. My family's from New York. My mom's side of the family's from New York. Like that's New York rats are nothing to fuck with. Like they're like the Wu-Tang Clan. Like they are fucking as big as goddamn cats. They'll fuck you up. But that's gonna be the new Pinterest thing. Like it's like possums and like fucking possums and goddamn raccoons, and then it's gonna be New York rats.
Yeah, good.
It's gonna be a rat eating a piece of pizza on one end, Ashley biting the other end.
I'm walking in.
we had baby rats, and we're ready. I'm ready for the New York rats.
Are you ready for a rat that's the size of a 5-year-old?
Look better than having a 5-year-old. Jesus, at least you can train a rat and nobody looks at you funny.
Getting a sign that says "Beware of rats" on it.
yeah, dude. No, the Amazon guy's gonna come and drop the package off. The rat's gonna up against the window.
That would be a demon. If someone saw a 4-foot rat charging at you through a window.
Well, the rat just sounds like Joey Diaz.
Oh, God.
Get up, cocksuckers. I want some cocaine.
Rats can jump a terrifying distance. Like if a rat, like a rat as big as a cat can jump like as far like like I can't think of the word, but like little rat, like my little rats can jump easily like 4 foot, and
Yeah.
they've at least like they have at least as much vertical when they're young and spry. So if you scale that up to the size of a fucking cat, that rat could jump over you. There is not a chain link fence that you could put up. You have like the fucking drug dealer cage around the front door so that the rat can bust out of the doggy door and into the little caged area so you don't lose it.
That's again
Your house
terrifying.
looks like the house from the fucking from the 2022 remake of Pinhead.
Oh, is that the Hellraiser?
The Hellraiser. Yeah, the Hellraiser
God.
house.
Again, I'm starting to think that maybe having all of these rats just living in New York City all of the time, maybe we just give them a voice in local government instead of trying to get rid of them, eradicate them like Eric Adams wants to do. The job posting he said to try and find like a rat killer was looking for a somewhat bloodthirsty New Yorker with a general aura of badassery, but you would get paid between $120,000 and $170,000.
I would do it in a fucking heartbeat. Let's fucking go.
This feels like a Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny, like how he gets rich. Like just
I'll dress up like Dale Gribble and do that shit.
The rats, they're everywhere, you see.
Nancy, Hank, the rats, they got me. Help.
It's a personal vendetta at that point.
Rats are smart. The lab rats and the lab monkeys are so fucking smart, and we don't think about it because we don't see lab rats and lab monkeys all the time. But I bet that if you
That's
gave
literally
the rats,
premise though of
I
Hitchhiker's Guide.
I bet if you gave the rats their own subway, their own mini subway system, their own system of governments, their own Rikers Island, that they would simply form communism instead.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna put all the rats on fucking Rikers Island.
No, Zach, we know what would happen. They would take on all of the customs of 19th century Victorian London, and it would become the great mouse detective all over again. There's a biography all about this that took place.
We just need one Stuart Little, and we'll finally stop discriminating against rats in New York City.
This is what John Steinbeck had in mind when he wrote Of Mice and Men.
Sorry, I'm just thinking the most fucked up thing about Stuart Little is that in the book he's not a mouse. Like
I know, right?
That's the thing that, like, imagine just being the author being like, you turned them into a what? I had a story about a delightful 2-inch child and all the problems they would face. Probably also being attacked by a rat. Now you have like a comical scene where he gets chased around by a cat, and he's voiced by Matthew Broderick of all people. Got it. Good times.
I'm unconvinced that 90% of New York isn't just people being ratatouille.
That's how the rats get around. It's people getting on subways, rats being on top of the people.
Yeah.
In the winter months. Just
The subway actually runs on the rats. The rats pick up the cars.
Yeah, the squeaking is the rats, not the wheels on the train.
Oh my god. Sorry, just the gnarly image of how it breaks.
What would be the thing? Don't touch the third rail. What would that be?
Don't touch the third tail.
Don't touch. Yeah.
Goodness. Well, that was good. We bled the stone a little bit there.
Good. I'm glad that nothing else notable or important has happened this week in any other communities. We have, Herschel Walker, we have, Kanye West, and everyone else is doing just fine.
Yeah. It's a wonderful time. There's no bad Texas news that's happening right now. For once, finally, we don't have to talk about a Texas story.
Don't wake me up from this dream.
There's nothing bad going on unless. Wait, hold on. What's this thing about what happened over the weekend? 439 Texas churches split from the United Methodist Church as a slow motion schism continues after years of infighting over gay marriage and abortion. Cool. I love this. I love
Nice.
this fact.
So they split from like the regional, like the main Methodist body, right? And they joined like some other one, or are there more Methodist
they haven't
bodies?
joined anything yet, but there's like one main Methodist body right now, and they said, hey, we are going to be in favor of gay marriage and abortion right now.
Hold on, breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news. This just in. Raphael Warnock has won re-election.
Oh,
nice.
Let me see the count. Show the votes.
Show the vote.
Let me see.
Show the vote.
With 93% reporting in.
Yep.
A commanding 50.4%. God damn, Georgia. God damn.
Holy shit. Thank God for Atlanta.
He's 30,000 votes ahead. Yeah, unless every single other vote is for Herschel Walker.
It is quite literally the big cities that carry Georgia kicking and screaming here.
Yeah, if Texas was just a little bit smaller, if we just like lost, the Panhandle, get rid of El Paso, get rid of, just cut the bottom off of us, just shape us into Oklahoma.
That's my favorite
Oklahoma
thing
too.
about the whole like split Texas up into 5 different states. Be like, do it, please. That would give you only one Republican state and then 4 blue ones because of the way the metroplexes work.
San Antonio and Midlands. And then we'll just take Lubbock and Tech as well. It's all fine. Everything's good.
Well, El Paso would take out Lubbock in that area. We all know that. Texas towns, all the universities, the woke colleges,
oh God,
woke, and them in the illegals. Where they're all voting. Kanye West told me.
They have strong voter turnout, weirdly, as we show.
They somehow have not managed to ban Kanye from the AM radio waves, and so that's why he broadcasts in Texas.
Imagine Kanye hosting like an overnight coast to coast.
I was about
style
to say
show.
1170 fucking coast to coast. Yeah, that's not what like. So like, back it up to Yee real quick. Like my dad is one of those like Mel Gibson trad Catholic, right? And like is just vehemently anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
and like everything that Kanye has said, like I've been hearing for decades from my dad. So it's just like, I have to realize that like other people haven't heard this stuff. And I was like, this is bullshit, right? But like everything he's saying, because like I tell people my dad was QAnon before QAnon was a thing. So like remember like back in the 90s, you would get like those like fucking they get those conspiracy like newsletters and pamphlets like in the mail, some like Timothy McVeigh type shit.
Yep.
And my dad would have that on the back of his toilet, and I would look at them. I'd be like, lizard people run the world why are they wearing a Star of David? I don't get it.
Oh no.
And it wasn't the Jewish people were lizard people. You just thought lizard people had converted to Judaism.
I was just like, that's cool. The lizards are Jews. That's pretty cool. That's nice.
Shalom. L'chaim. Congratulations.
Godzilla. You got a bar mitzvah. That's nice. And then like, so he's still like this. So like, but I have a joke. I go out to dinner with him. It's I try to take it as far out as possible till he brings it back to the Federal Reserve and the Rothschilds and the Jews. Is like, God damn it, Dad.
It's conspiracy theory chicken. It's a great game to play.
It really is. It's great. I swear, if I wasn't the only child and he wasn't rich, I'm getting that inheritance. I'm donating to like a fucking revolutionary Maoist organization. It's just like anti-white. Just, like the most radical shining path fucking Chairman Gonzalo, whatever. Gonzagalite, just the most radical I could find. Here you go.
When the revolution comes for me, and I pray they do.
Look, I didn't give you all the money. Okay, I had to spend a little bit to get my vasectomy first to make sure that I'm tying up loose ends over here.
Yeah, oh God. Oh man,
that would be a hell of a stipulation if it was like, but I'll give you the inheritance, but you have to private school your son. It's like, you're throwing a lot at me all of a sudden here. God.
God. Anyways, Texas. So it's specific. This is specific to Texas because there are
yeah.
conferences in Texas,
There's only like
and
1,200 total Methodist churches in Texas.
and they're leaving the Methodists. They're splitting from they're splitting away from the Methodist mainline organization.
Yeah. So
which means what effectively? I mean,
they're
effectively,
going to
it's a
become
stance.
they're going to become a conservative Methodist church. Like they're going
Yeah.
to form their own sub-denomination.
Yeah,
But that's
cool. You do realize that like all those churches like financially backed by like the organization that helms all of it, right? And like all the materials are like produced and made for them by those organizations. Like when we went to Baptist churches, the Baptist convention makes all the like programs for Sunday schools and vacation Bible schools and all that
Are
stuff. And
you
they spend a
saying that
shitload of money doing that.
Are you implying that these conservative Methodists might suddenly ally themselves with other religious denominations that are also more conservative in some capacity? Zach, would you think that then they would take the idea of United Methodist Church and apply that to being in fellowship with Baptists? Huh? Would you?
I think that they're gonna make a really fucked up, weird, like Texas only like American Christianity.
They're gonna change their names to the Sons of Jacob, and as reproduction decreases, the ability to have children because of microplastics decreases sperm count in men, leading to infertility and a low birth rate. They'll take over the government in active terrorism and get women who could and create a council of commanders that rule this new nation called Gilead from the Bible.
And your dad had some solid talking points.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, until about like, I don't know, 7/8 of the way through that sentence, I was like, yeah, that's the normal state rep of Texas party position. Yep.
That's what they talk about all the time, you know. Like
my dad read Handmaid's Tale and was like, that's a good thing. That's good. I like this. Except for the killing Catholics part. Everything else is good.
He took the Handmaid's Tale and put it right next to his Left Behind collection.
Oh no, don't even get my dad started. Hold on. I'm not okay. We gotta stop real quick because I gotta the man hates Protestants. So that'd be problematic. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a new Left Behind movie that's coming out, by the way, y'all. Of course, it's going to be like a direct to streaming, direct to DVD thing. But I have to say, I'm excited to watch it just for nostalgia's sake because it stars like Kevin Sorbo in it.
Yes, the God's Not Dead bull. Oh my God, that shit was so funny. God's not dead, he's truly alive. I went to Catholic school, so we had to watch Passion of the Christ.
Really? That was the thing. Are you excited for the sequel at all? You know, Resurrection of the Christ.
Resurrection of Christ 2, Electric Boogaloo. This time it's personal.
Okay, imagine Jesus who fucks. Whoa.
Directed by Michael Bay. I remember going to see Passion of the Christ with my dad in theaters, and I remember jokingly saying, I could see how this movie's because all controversy was like it was anti-Semitic or whatever, and I remember telling my dad when we were leaving, he's like, I could see how this movie's anti-Semitic. He was like, how is it anti-Semitic? He got mad. Like,
if anything, it was anti-Italian propaganda.
I know,
watching
right?
The Roman soldiers
exactly
flog our precious white Jesus.
That was like the biggest like thing. Italians should be so happy that the Jews get blamed for that because it was the Romans that fucking killed him.
Truly, and
that was God's punishment, turning the Romans into Italians.
Oh, stop that. Oh no!
You want Julius Caesar? Here's Benito Mussolini. You're going to be a further disgrace. You lost to Ethiopia. How bad could this get?
I remember reading all the stories of these ancient Romans and after Caesar with Augustus and then Mark Antony as well, but then like how they all fell for Cleopatra, but then seeing what Cleopatra actually looked like these days, and it's really just insane like how far someone who was mid could go back then. Like Really? Well, because like I know like they're casting in like I think what's her name, Wonder Woman, that actress, she's going to be playing Cleopatra in the movie. Yeah, she's going to be playing Cleopatra in the movie, which I think is very interesting. And they're like, oh, she's kind of exotic, but like at that time that they were actually part of like the Ptolemy dynasty.
Yeah.
So like they were inbred Greeks, which is just very funny to me to imagine like an inbred Greek diner owner's daughter is basically who Cleopatra was. And then Julius Caesar being like, I will ruin my empire to fund this.
Damn, Shawty, you looking like I'm about to lose the world's largest empire.
And then being like, was Augustus gay because he didn't want to fuck her? Like, I don't know, man.
Mark
Maybe
Anthony's
he had standards.
Mark Anthony's like, I'm about to fucking die for you.
I have made peace with my decision.
Mark Anthony was super
all-time
straight.
cuck. All-time.
All-time cuck. They stopped calling it getting cucked. They call it getting Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony was just a super straight, and he just, he spent all that time out, marching with his men, and then, the first woman to give him any eyes whatsoever, he's just like, yeah, she's the one.
The OG incel.
The OG incel, I swear. Yeah, Augustus literally had like his hairdresser looked better than Cleopatra. He's like, I don't
This
know.
is what lead poisoning does to a dude.
Augustus is a fucking bisexual king, obviously.
We stand a checking notes here. Woke king. Yes,
a woke king.
It was great. He viewed everyone as a servant of Rome. True equality.
True equality.
Look, Octavian is the one that didn't want to be sitting on that throne alone. He wanted two big, strong men up there with him. Okay.
I'm just now picturing who was the Herschel Walker of the Roman Senate, like a former gladiator with obvious brain damage. It's just talking about like how the Gauls are gonna come take their aqueducts or some bullshit like that.
God damn it. Holy. Oh my God, I can picture that. Oh God. Oh, it's like this niche history is fucking great.
I wish that I cared enough about Roman history to be the guy at the party making the jokes about politics and about Roman history, so that nobody knows but nobody knows either of those things.
Well, thankfully we have our podcast.
Hey,
the 12 people that are like, finally someone said it. They made the connection. Mark Anthony is a cuck. Cool.
Now, is Trump Nero or Caligula?
He wishes. Caligula had like the raw fuck power of where he could just be like, this is a horse, he's a senator, nobody ask any questions. They're like, listen, he has some crazy ideas, but like he knows like where to import like that good shit from Morocco. So not gonna fight him on this.
Sure, he talks to his horse, but who gives a shit?
After the last couple emperors we've had, that's the most reasonable man.
Trump wants us to march and fight the sea. Fuck it, who cares? We're gonna have I'm gonna have the best legions go out. We're gonna fight the ocean. We're gonna build a wall and make the Germans pay for it. There's Germanic tribes. They're not gonna come in here anymore, folks. The Visigoths and the Gaul, they're not doing it. The Vandals, they're bad people. When Germania sends its people, it's not sending its best, its brightest. They're rapists, they're murderers.
And you hear the stories. You hear the stories about all the gold that they have. Their temples that are just full of it. That's going to be our gold.
There's good people on both sides of the empire.
On both sides.
sorry. I'm just, like really trying to like picture, like the German people as, just a bunch of like Michael Fassbender looking motherfuckers. And then the Italians be like, we have to preserve our way of life, but it's a bunch of Mario looking guys that are just
it's like 5'5" because no one grew past that height back then. Just lead poisoned, fucking anything that moves. Drunk off cheap wine.
Well, that was our Texas news segment.
The Roman Empire in Texas, everyone.
Honestly, not that far off. So
Governor Abbott in his chariot fucking rolling.
Oh, it's sorry, imagining Abbott as a like in Ben-Hur. Just
I want someone to roll him in the fucking traffic so badly. What's the big interstate in like what's the big interstate in fucking Texas? Just roll him in the
45.
rush hour traffic. Yeah, just roll him in the 45 rush hour traffic.
Yep. I support this.
You do it unfortunately during rush hour, so then like no one is actually moving. It's time to like get out of the way because they've taken the 6 highway lane down to 2.
One more lane
construction. Yeah,
one more lane. I promise it'll alleviate traffic. Just one more lane.
They've been working on that stretch.
I wanted to run this by you Texans real quick, right? Okay, so what if I think this is a brilliant public policy program, right? To get high-speed rail and trains into Texas, right? Hear me out, okay? You trick conservative Texans, right? You trick the Texas GOP into building high-speed rail because those liberal pussies out in California couldn't fucking do it. So we're going to build the best fucking high-speed rail, and it's going to be fucking great and bigger in Texas, baby. That's how you get fucking high-speed rail. You tell them those liberal communists in California couldn't do it. So we Texans, we're going to make it big, and we're going to make it better.
I've been
you have to add, I mean, it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong, Nelson. You have to add though one more layer of xenophobia. You have to be like, now let me tell you what, brother. If you want something that's going to get those goddamn illegal immigrants out of our state in 3 hours or less, high speed rail, just zip them
out of here. You can only pack so much on a plane, brother. But imagine if you had a big ass train, brother. Fucking choo out them out the damn state. Tell you what, they send them up to Martha's Vineyard. Let's go, Brandon. We'll call it the Brandon Express.
We don't even need to build a bridge over the Rio Grande. Okay, I'm telling you, you just put a ramp right at the end so that you just take train and. Woo! No,
well, I am surprised though that the podcast that started with Hitler quotes has ended with us talking about trains shipping off a group of people.
Oh no! Oh no! Is that a Kanye quote or Hitler? In the night, I hear him read the protocols of the elders of Zion.
Having to sit at the back of the train. It was brutal.
Yeah, like in Snowpiercer. You know who's the back of the train? We were all at the back of the train. That was us, friends. Jesus. In Texas, vehicles are seen as the only thing to keep you free enough. If you have to ride a train, then you're not free. Vehicles give you the freedom to do whatever you want and go wherever you want. So really, we just have to say that, look, do you want a shitty union-made vehicle? You know how long those vehicles have sat out in lots without all those chips that they'd ship over
from communist China.
From communist China.
From China. We're gonna build American.
We're gonna build
high-speed rail, brother.
American high-speed rail. That's Pittsburgh steel in there.
You know who else rides on wheels? Governor Abbott, and he's a God-fearing American.
God damn right.
Magnets, how's that shit work? I don't know, but they're going to be built in America.
I don't give a shit. I want it to be big. I want it to be steel. I want it to run on diesel.
That's your 3 plank
That's
platform.
I'm veering over into how I want to get pegged. But anyways, I would make a joke about the Texas Empire falling to the Visigoth girls, but I'm too horny for feet. So
Peace through
Please.
Rome. Peace through Rome.
When in Dome, do as the Domans do. There we go.
There we go. All right. Now we didn't end on racism. Now we can plug the podcast
Bring
properly.
high speed rail to Texas 2026. Let's fucking do it.
Let's do
Honestly,
it.
Joe Brandon Express needs to be the name of this episode. Jesus fuck.
Yes.
Yes, so this is it's a wonderful, great part of the show where Nelson, please tell us what you have going on. Please tell us and our listeners where they can find you, please.
Every day I wake up with existential dread and wanting to die because I'm overeducated and underemployed. Okay, that's personal life. So the podcast is called...
Preach, brother, preach.
I was at the gym today and I saw this gym baddie and I was just like, you know what? I'll never in a million years have the courage to ever talk to this woman.
That's where you just have to pull the stereotypical leftist guy move and have like a DSA card, business card that you hand to her and be like, hey, we should, I don't know, network sometime.
I was like, you know what? She looks like one of those TikTok influencers that I see on my FYP all the time in real life. And I was like lifting, I was squatting. I was like, she's probably not thinking, oh, that's so cool. She's probably like, I hope this fat fucking loser doesn't make eye contact with me again. So this is missing connections. If you were at Amplify Gym, what is today? December. What the fuck is today? Today's December 6th. December 6th. If you would Amplify Gym in Montgomery, Alabama, at like around 11 o'clock.
And if you weren't, still hit up Nelson just for fun.
Tune into the podcast Dixieland of the Proletariat. We talk about Southern working class history and current events from a leftist perspective. It's me and two indigenous people, and they make fun of me for being not just white but Italian, the OG colonizer. So yeah, we got some cool stuff. We got so it's end of the year, we're like wrapping it up, and we're probably gonna do one more episode that's free for everybody. We're probably just gonna do a year wrap up. Tyler's on the podcast too, but Tyler's got a family and actually is a contributing member to society, and he's busy, so he's just a Patreon reward now, but he's gonna come on for the free episode, and we're just gonna do like a yearly wrap up. But
nice.
We had some cool stuff this past year. Probably the coolest thing we did, we interviewed Hy Thurman, who was one of the co-founders of the Young Patriots.
Wow.
In the Rainbow Coalition with Fred Hampton and the Black Panthers. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so you can find us at .prol. That's DOT prol on everywhere. I'll give you all the link tree. Obviously, it's all of our links, everything there. But yeah, TikTok, Instagram, .prol, Twitter, as long as that's still up. And then we're on all platforms. So wherever you get your podcasts, Dixieland of the Proletariat.
Perfect. It's a what I'm going to call a real podcast instead of what I'm going to call our bullshit podcast. So please, everyone, go ahead and check that out. On our end of things, we are still going to be chugging through, slinging out episodes until the end of the year. The cold heat death of the universe as it exists. Exactly. But if you want to leave us some voicemails or drop us some questions, you can at 512-402-2089. Also hit us up if you would prefer to just text it all out to us at psychicdolphingarage@gmail.com.
I would never in a million fucking years ever give the people that listen to our podcast a number, because I hate all our fans with a burning passion.
Oh no. Oh no. Because they'll make fun of you for being Italian.
Tell them, no. The thing that they do in the Discord, and I tell them that I hate them every episode. I was like, I hate all our fans. And they're still like, oh, Nelson's so funny. And it's like, this is my hell. This is my fucking hell.
I will increase my Patreon support. No, you fool!
No, you bastard! Stop!
Now I have to keep getting on here every week and being made fun of. Remember to keep an eye out for our Christmas episode of Call of Cthulhu, because that was a great fucking time, and I can't wait for Dennis to edit it and for that to come out.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I know we get to play a little bit of some role playing games here on the regular episode, but goddamn, a full ass Call of Cthulhu, it was so much fun.
Yeah, you can also, if you want more PDG, check us out on our Patreon. We were also guests on an episode of Boomer Death Squad, which was very fun because I was reminded of what it's like to be in your early 20s and young and creative instead of whatever the hell we are.
Stuck in your rut, repetitive, derivative. For like 3 months we felt like we were like on the cutting edge of something, but now we've reverted back to that having been the cutting edge 6 years ago. So
yeah, our biggest credit is longevity at this point, because we can just be like, yeah, we're the old sea dogs of this. Like, none of us have been canceled, none of us have committed suicide, none of us has joined the far right in the pivot point. So
no one has any allegations against them. It's fucking great.
Exactly.
Oh,
the post Chapo glut has finally receded, and we're stranded on the shoreline.
Can't wait for 2024, baby. Let's go.
I can't wait for Chapo to implode, and all those fucking fans have to scatter different podcasts. They're hoarding all the podcast fans. Let them implode. Someone, Matt Chrisman, he's the one that's going to have allegations next. If I mark my words, allegedly, he just looks like it. Allegedly.
Look, Cumtown recently, like
imploded.
Yeah. So but why didn't our Patreon following get bigger? I can't be because we're bad.
No, you gotta stop. You just gotta start dropping slurs. That's it. You gotta start just racial slurs just constantly, and then you'll get it.
Okay,
I'll try. I'll start mimicking. What's it called? Stavi's World. I think that's the name of the new podcast. So I'll just start copying that instead of the Adam Friedland project instead, and we'll see. Who could have possibly known that the funny guy who's super charismatic and friendly, once he left, things would implode completely?
I know, right?
Who could have possibly seen that? Listen, we're getting inside baseball, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it here. Bye, everyone. We love you.
Bye, y'all.
I hate all of you.
Amarillo.